Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday night's Luke Live Online. I'm Father James DeLucio, and today we're going to pick up on Luke's Gospel, chapter 9, verses 7, 8, and 9, a very short pericope. Pericope. Have you entered that into your vocabulary? It's such a fun word. It's fun to say, too. It's almost like a tongue twister, like Peter Pumpkin Eater and all those other Peter Piper and Pickled Peppers. It's a pericope. We got to have fun with the scriptures too, you know. Chapter 9, verses 7, 8, and 9 makes an important reference to what we just covered last week when Jesus sent out the 12 apostles to go from village to village, proclaiming the good news and curing diseases everywhere. So keep that in mind so that this next sentence will make perfect sense. Okay. Herod the tetrarch heard about all that was happening, and he was greatly perplexed, because some were saying John has been raised from the dead. Others were saying Elijah has appeared. Still others, one of the ancient prophets has arisen. But Herod said, John I beheaded. Who then is this about whom I hear these things? And he kept trying to find a way to see him. Obviously, the him is Jesus, the one who instigated all these travelers from village to village, performing healings and curing diseases and proclaiming good news, a vital way of interpreting the Jewish scriptures, the Hebrew scriptures, with the sense that the time is now. Now is the time. And a kind of humble reminder to the people of faith that prophets long ago had said, now is the time. Just go to Bible Gateway and put in, quote, now is the time, unquote, and you'll find a lot of such passages. Yet, it was the time of Jesus, because all had come to the point of readiness for the people. This little pericope is important because it gives us a little foreshadowing of Jesus' ultimate meeting with Herod. This is Herod Antipas, the son of Herod the Great, who's in charge of a portion, a tetrarch, a quarter of the land of the Romans that was called Palestine at the time. He was in charge of Galilee, the whole northern Galilee area, including Nazareth, where Jesus was from. And Capernaum, where Peter lived, and Jesus made his home base there in Capernaum. So we're going to meet Herod again during Jesus' interrogation after his arrest. And you remember, Herod was in Jerusalem at the time. Pilate will send Jesus to Herod because he's under Herod's jurisdiction. And even there, Herod is going to be asking Jesus for a miracle. He wants some sign. Not that he was particularly eager to believe or recognize that the Messiah had arrived, but he just liked a lot of spectacle and superficial things and something to talk about at these great banquets and dinners that he gives. Speaking of which, this is the first reference in Luke's Gospel where the beheading of John the Baptist is stated, and it's the only one. We don't get the story of the big birthday party and Salome and her mother. So, what else can we get from this? The opportunity to claim what we believe of who Jesus is. It was interesting, I counseled someone recently that we have to keep focusing on why we believe what we believe and why we believe it, and how it does and can and will make a difference in our lives. And I think that is so essential, to have that ongoing sense that we just fall and filled with too many foibles without faith in God, who's holding us in his hands. You know that wonderful song? He's got the whole world in his hands. and also, though, that sense that we're part of a bigger story. And so I think it's good to review the creed that we pray, and for each part say, why does that make a difference? Why does that help me navigate my life today, my strengths, my weaknesses, my family, my neighborhood, the good things that are going on, and the many, many challenges and difficult things? How does it help me cope with the sadness in the news and the great dramas and tragedies of Afghanistan and the fires in California and the Northeast and the hurricanes in Louisiana and Mississippi and the Gulf Stream and climate change and all these things? There's wonderful answers, and I could give you some, but it's so important that we evoke them from our hearts, from our guts, and we need each other's. We need each other's definitions. We need each other's experience and insights. So that's what I offer you to contemplate this night, as Herod asked, "Who is this about whom I hear such things?" And we have to ask ourselves every day, Jesus, who are you for me? Who are you for us, for the church, for the world? And how, in fact, do you indeed help support us, navigate us through life's ups and downs? And I imagine we'll have some great answers. Feel free to share them in the comments. Also, I'm going to put in the comments an article that came out a few weeks ago in the New York Times by Ross Douthat about the reasonableness of belief. I think you might enjoy it and find it very helpful in our conversation. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful night and a great week. God bless you all. Peace. There. Peace. Bye now.